Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe, and I hope you're having a good time. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me again to reflect on what we can do to experience joy at work. It's really kind and thoughtful of you to do so. You could be spending your time doing a whole bunch of other things, but you're here to reflect, provide feedback, and to ponder with me on the things we can do to experience work, more joy at work. I say this all the time. We spend a ton amount of time at work, a ton amount of time at work, and it's honestly a very, very sad thing if most of the experience we have at work is not joyful. And this can be challenging because we live in a world where the culture demands a lot of us or a lot from us. But I do think if we stop to pause to think about what we can do to experience more joy at work, we'll be surprised. And that's sort of what this vlog's been about. And my own research and reflection, I found that there are things I can do and can continue to do to experience more joy at work, which even includes sometimes just ignoring people or not paying attention to things and realizing that things that I think matter actually don't matter that much. But that's not what this episode's about. This episode's really about things again we can do, you can do, I can do to experience more joy at work and the orientation we need to have. And today I just want to think and talk about your generative drive. And this came off a conversation I was having with somebody just this week about the workplace and their approach towards it. And I said to the individual, if you're always thinking about how can I engage my generative drive? How can I be in a place where I am creating? And creation doesn't mean addition. You can create by subtraction. But how am I bringing to bear more and better things? How am I letting what wants to express itself through me come out to the world? Am I doing a good job of that? Or am I in a position where I'm just seeking to like dominate, to be aggressive, to be in charge? Because if you're doing that, like, except you're a narcissist, which it's being said that many people in leadership positions are narcissists, so there is that. I don't know that you're experiencing much joy at work. If your sole objective is to take, 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 or if your sole objective is to win, 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 and just be king of the hill, then you might get all those things, or queen of the hill, excuse me. You might get all those things for sure. But your experience at work, I guarantee you, will be hollow. You will not be satisfied. You will fail to find meaning and fulfillment in the place where you spend probably most of your time. And candidly, because you act in this way, what you might be doing to others around them is also making their lives miserable. And there's an ethical, moral, and social responsibility in how we show up in these kinds of situations, the work situation specifically. So think about your generative drive, the drive to create, the drive to make things better, the kind of drive which is when you show up to a meeting, people are like, yes, we're going to get something out of this because this person is here. When you show up and interact with people, they leave that interaction better than they were because you've poured something into them. And it's not because you're not talking about work, but it's because of how you engage on the work item. You don't have to be combative. You can be curious. You can be firm. You can point out things. And so I think as you think about just your experience of joy at work, you got to look at yourself and say, how am I showing up? Now, somebody's going to say to me, well, everyone else is showing up with a completely different attitude. They're being aggressive, they're dominating, they're being uber competitive. That completely exists. And, that's part of just the context you find yourself in. But those people see life as a finite game and they're probably just playing to win. But when you see life as an infinite game and work in this context as an infinite game, you realize that you don't play to win, you play to keep on playing. And part of playing to keep on playing is to really show up in a way that makes things like just better for everyone that's around you. So here, it's a challenge. It doesn't mean that it's going to be popular. You might find yourself alone in these situations, but I want to offer to you that if you act in this way, you're more likely to experience contentment. You're more likely to experience a level of peace. And most importantly, what this vlog is about, you're most likely going to experience even more joy at work. So think about it. your generative drive and how you're engaging it and what the things are that you're doing to express that thing in you, your gifts and talents to those around you. All right, I'll see you around next time. Be safe, stay well. Bye.